The Washington football team, now known as the Commanders. See, it's taking me months to quit calling them the Washington football team. I was able to distance from the name that needed to go. Then it became Washington football team. Now it's Washington Commanders. They're celebrating their 90th anniversary this year. The Commanders, who have never played a game as an NFL team, are celebrating their 90-year anniversary. Good luck figuring that one out. They have begun the process of putting together their 90 greatest players in light of the fact that it's the 90-year anniversary. And apparently they already have 80 locked in. They're adding 10 more. And there's a controversy because in the ballot that was made available for fan voting, both RG3 and Trent Williams were left out. And I didn't think it was a big deal. Look, dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. But when you consider that Griffin had a rocky tenure there, that he was going to write an explosive tell-all about sexual harassment that he's aware of, either he experienced it or witnessed it while playing for the Commanders, and Trent Williams, who clearly should have been on the ballot, one of the premier left tackles in the NFL for years, but he had some sort of an issue, medical issue, mishandled by doctors, and had a bad ending, a bad separation with the Washington franchise. The fact that those two guys were left off makes it harder for me to buy the fact that it's different now. Please don't talk about the past. It's different now. Look at this change we made. Look at that change we made. Look at this change we've made. Look at that change we've made. We're different now. We'd appreciate it if you don't talk about the stuff that we did in the past. Oh, you can talk about our Super Bowl championships. Don't talk about the stuff that we don't want you to talk about, please. Only talk about the stuff we'd like you to talk about. That comes from the top of the organization. And the reality is, until the top of the organization changes, everything else is cosmetic. Until Daniel Snyder no longer has any presence, any say, any influence, I'm going to assume that anything that happens that seems weird, I'm going to assume, it's going to be my opinion, that it is a reflection of what he wanted. He didn't want, in my opinion, RG3 or Trent Williams to be included in that list, so they weren't. Some way, somehow, his fingerprints are on it. I'm going to assume that anything that happens that makes you say, same old Commanders, it's coming from the top until the top changes. And I don't know when the top is going to change. We've talked about this before. I think the league is afraid of him. I think the league doesn't want to fight him. I think the league is worried about what other dirty laundry he could air out as to other owners. And I think the league is just hoping that someone else will take care of the problem for them. Until then, anytime, any place, anyhow, anything happens that makes you say, that's Washington, what you should be saying is, that's Dan Snyder, Mr. Snyder, to you and me and the rest of us peons.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.